Welcome back everyone, and today we've gone outside. It's bloody fantastic to be out and about and enjoying the weather and not getting rained on. So we've took it out of the studio, and today I'm joined with Neville here from Drone Surf. Say hi, Neville.
Hello there.
And what we're going to look at is 360 degree photography and videography, especially on the drone. And that's what we're going to look at today. So Neville's great at this. We've been doing it at work recently in terms of looking at it for a project that we're doing. I thought it'd be great to have a look at this, and Neville's going to show us that, and then we're going to show you in editing how this will be edited and put to good use. So when we're doing 360 on a drone, unless you've got, is there a specialist drone which has got 360 built in actually?
Not that I know of, but you can actually do 360 on the settings on the panoramic.
That's for the photos, isn't it?
Correct,
if you want to do video, you're going to need a 360 camera.
You definitely do.
Neville's got the Insta 360 1X2 that's attached to this, and it's going to sit underneath. That's going to enable us to get the 360 that we need, so that we've got room to experiment and to do things. One of the things that we're looking at the 360 for is one of the domes where you can walk in, you've got video all around you, and that's what they want to be able to do. So that's where this tech comes in, just superb. I believe that's 4K, is it?
It's 5.2K.
5.2K, wow. So we should get some amazing footage out of that. No pressure, no, but yeah.
No, not at all. No pressure whatsoever. No, we'll do that. We'll do our best. It's a lovely day, so...
I think it's going to do more than its best, to be fair. It's going to come out absolutely mint, but yeah.
We're going to be taking off. Make sure you do all your flight checks. Make sure everything's secure, because I don't want to lose the camera. Make sure that everything is free. Got my beacon on, so nothing changes apart from I've got a bit more weight. And today I'm going to be flying hand release. So be careful, it's not always recommended, but you've got to know what you're doing.
That's something I've never tried. That'll be interesting to see how you do that. You ever thought about building a stand for it to go on so that it can go off, or?
There are actually stands for the bigger.
Oh, okay.
Can I just ask you to just hold it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't expecting that to go, yeah.
Get it all set up. You are safe, it's not going to go off yet. Right, just do your settings. Make sure you've got permission. For this particular case, I don't need the actual camera part of it, because the camera part of it is actually on the bottom.
You got that?
I've got it. Thank you.
Tricky little.
So here we go then. Make sure it's safe. Nobody. And then take her off. There we go. And it's recording. You see that? So we've got the weight of the camera. In this particular case, we don't need the camera of the drone. Also, the secret is to make sure that we're keeping it straight, so we don't need to turn around because it's a 360 device. So you just go forwards, backwards, up and down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reverse it back nice and slowly. As we can see, it's still recording at 5.2K.
Okay, so Neville's gone off over there somewhere. Well, actually, he's over there, but his drone's over there, over the lake, to go and take some footage. Because, actually, I don't need to be there every step of the moment to show you the next bit when we do the editing, because that's when we get it into the edit suite and do a few bits. Now, I'm not going to focus on the 360 photo on this, because I think that's pretty self-explanatory. It's the video I'm interested in, and I think that's the key thing, is how we can edit this 360 video, because having that on the bottom is superb, and we can take photos from that, and we can do all the stills at 5.2K. you've got so much options to take stills off that and do that. We do it with 4K all the time. We'll take stills off and it's fantastic. So we'll have a look at it from that respect, but I'm not going to go into doing panoramas and stuff like that, which is what's built in to the camera and the software of the DJI device, or pretty much every other drone, to be fair. So we'll look at that and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I also don't want to see where he's taking it, so I've got a bit of surprise in the edit room. Yeah, might as well. I can see a few swans over there. Hopefully they're not nesting swans. This is a lovely place though. Just gorgeous. And we've got nice light at the moment as well. I think this is somewhere I'm going to have to come back to. Without the camera maybe. Maybe with the dog. Yeah, we'll bring the dog along. Makes it easier to grab onto with that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I always remember trying to put my hand underneath to grab the body and you're like, oh, am I going to get my fingers in that? Right, Neville, thank you very much for today, mate. That was ace, watching you just go and do your thing and that dangling down. We'll go and download that content now. Brilliant. And yeah, we'll have a little play with the editing stuff and hopefully you'll be proud of what we do with it.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I really enjoyed it. It was great.
It's good to get out and do stuff. So. Yeah.
And the weather held up.
Yeah, it did, thank God. Although the sun's gone in now, but you can't have everything in life.
No, you can't.
No. And but yeah, brilliant. Appreciate it, mate.
You're welcome. Thanks very much for inviting me along.
Okay, so we're in the edit now. We're actually in the 360 app, the Insta 360 app. And as you can see, we've got the files here. And we've got two different sorts. We've got the Pro Vid, which are just 180, so it's just front. Now, we can import those direct into Final Cut and we can just pan around them, but we've only got 180, that's the front view out of that. The 360 view, if you're using Final Cut, you've got to do everything to a certain extent in the Insta app, which is fine, you can work with that. If you're using Premiere, maybe there's advantages for Premiere, maybe not. You can actually have a plugin which works in Premiere that you can just take those files straight in. I haven't got that luxury, so I'm starting in here. And what we're going to look at, I'm going to look at this one here. I've picked an area that I want to look at, so I'm just going to trim to there because that's where I want to start. And if I just play this, you can see now that I can pan around everything. I can even see the drone up there, which is great. 360, fantastic. If we look over here, we've got flow state stabilization on, which we need because it's just going to be horrendous. It's going to keep the horizon line level for us all the time. Direction lock I'm not worried about. Stitching, normal. Obviously we've got this stick in the center and you can change how it looks and how it's stitched together. You have to play with those and see what you like the most. We've got Color Plus, which alters the color and really makes everything pop and vibrant. Acquisition, well, that's for underwater. We're not doing that at the moment. True Audio's off. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to put the logo on. Everything else is in there. So those are just the main settings I'm going to set. Now, so we're going to start around there. That's where we're going to start. And I'm going to reposition this so that we're there. And you can see it going up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly turn around to there. I'm going to press a keyframe. And in this keyframe we've got default, which is default fisheye mode, crystal ball, tiny planet, natural view. And actually it's the natural view that I want into there. And in all fairness, I should have done that at the start and put a key into there. So we're coming up. There we go, natural view. I'm now going to turn this round into here, put another keyframe. So now as we come up, it'll turn round, which is great. I'm going to keep rising, and I'm going to do another turn round there, and put a keyframe. So as you can see, it's turning. We're getting a nice view. We're getting up. Now starting to get propellers there, so I'm going to come down a little bit, another keyframe. Now, I'm just going to stop there. Have we got anything else? Yeah, I'm going to come over here a little bit and do another keyframe. And now we've got a lot of sky there and I don't need to see that. So I'm going to come down even more and show that. And I'm going to come down a little bit more to get all that in. Lovely rays coming through the sky there as well. And there we go. I'm going to just put a keyframe there. Let's have a little pan. Obviously you need to slow that down and get it so it's just right. I did that very fast and then we're going to descend and I'm just going to cut it there. So we have just manipulated that 360 and I can export this now. It's going to export at 1080. Although it's 5.2, that's for the whole thing, 360 all round. We're not doing that, we're just having the one frame. So, but there's something worth looking at onto this. So I'm just going to start that exporting. And here we go, it's almost done. Bang, done. I love that little sound at the end. I'm going to export it again, but this time I'm going to click 360. And as you can see, now we're doing it in the 5.2. I'm going to export that. And we've got two files. The second one, I didn't need to do any of this keyframing at all. The second one exports it so that I can change this myself in Final Cut. So it's a lot bigger, a lot heavier file. You've got to decide if you like editing in the Insta 360 app or on here, or whether you prefer it in Final Cut. That's for you to decide. So if I go and drag those two files now into Final Cut, and as you can see, that first one, let's just take the audio off those. I always forget to tell it not to do audio. As you can see, it's got all my turn movements in there. They're looking nice. It's not as smooth as I'd like, and I think you can experiment a little bit more with that, but it's there. Now this one is in here. As you notice, it's got the color settings, everything's nice into there. It's cracking footage, but it's just the one way. But if we now click on it and go to the inspector section over here, you can see that I've got ability to pan around this and move it to wherever I want. So I can do my X, I can do, sorry, my Y, I can do my X, so I can see my little drone there if I want to. And I can do Z, roll. Now I'm going to leave Z as it is because we've got the stabilization on, so really that shouldn't matter. I can obviously zoom in and zoom out, change my field of view. You've got mappings here, so tiny planet. Personally, I don't particularly like that, but you can come out a tiny planet if you want to, and then go in. That's entirely up to you. But now I can go and set this myself. So let's just pan that round a little bit. Let's find a place that we want to be. And probably that bit there. I just want to get rid of the bag out of there. So that's our starting location. We're going up now. As I get to here, I'm going to set a keyframe onto this. And we can do a tilt as well, because we might change that in a bit. And as we go up, I'm going to go, right, now I want to move that around. And I want to slowly come round to there. Oh, not too much. So now we've got that as we come round. We're coming up. I'm going to take it around again. I might take this up a little bit. So as you can see, it's really quite easy to edit in Final Cut. And I think it's smoother as well. But the other advantage then is, obviously, if we go and press Control V, we can see on here all of these lines. So if I go to pan Y, I can see them here, and I can see the keyframes and I can move them. And I can do things with that basically and move them around. If I don't quite like that position, I want to spread it out a little bit more. I can do that. If I don't like that keyframe, I can get rid of the keyframe. I can just look at the tilts and I can alter those and change the tilt level. So you've got all that into there. Let's put it back to there so you can see it all. So you can see where you're doing all your keyframes really, really easy. And you can go back and edit that. So when we get to the top there, which is quite nice, let's just knock that tilt down. So we're just getting those rays in there. There's beautiful rays into that. And I'm just going to mark that as a pan, and then I'm going to come around to here. And before we come down, we're going to pan around to there. So we come up and then we start to pan around. And you can play with it. You can put multiple ones in and make it smoother if you want, that's fine. But I think that's really lovely. And that's a nice way of doing it. So that's how to take your footage. I think it's easier to do it in Final Cut than in the Insta 360 Studio. I wish it wasn't. I wish the Insta 360 Studio was the way to go for me, but it's not. You might absolutely love it. But I wanted to show you that because it's really, really easy if you've got 360 to edit it in Final Cut and make it look fantastic. This doesn't have to be on a drone. It could be on something else if you want to edit 360. We did it on a 360 drone because actually it's pretty damn impressive, and Neville flew that up there and took us out for us, which was fantastic. So if you ever get a chance to try something like that, try it. Just be careful in how you attach. Make sure you can carry the payload and things like that. You don't want to hurt anyone else, and you also don't want to damage your equipment at the same time. But I hope that little insight into 360 and what you can do and how you can edit it makes you think about doing some more in the future. I think you should. Hope you liked that. Hope that was interesting. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.